the nuance gets lost here, and it's easy to frame people as cartoon villains. I've lost count of the times that I've been accused of enabling genocide because of the bipartisan motion that we had after the 7th of October. And I urge anyone who uses language like that, and some of the people who've used it, senior positions in universities, senior positions in corporate Australia, and they're blasting that stuff all over LinkedIn. And without, we didn't all turn into monsters overnight on both sides, but that's the way this debate has been framed. I'm not going to engage in commentary on word-by-word analysis of the foreign minister, but on the topic of the ceasefire, it goes to the right of Israel to defend itself and the right to exist. And I commend Michelle for linking any calls for a ceasefire with the destruction of Hamas and the return of hostages. Any call for a ceasefire that doesn't include those two conditions is disingenuous. Israel has to eliminate Hamas, and it has to have the return of the hostages. And I would like to think that's not just an Israeli cause, that should be a Palestinian cause too. And if they were protesting for that on the streets of Melbourne, how powerful would that be?
All right. Well, since we're talking about protests, and Michelle has foreshadowed the likelihood that there would be more. In fact, there are students organising for some sort of strike. It's under the banner of Free Palestine Melbourne. It's proposed to occur on Thursday of next week, starting around lunchtime, but also spilling into school time. Should that be sanctioned by school principals in Victoria? We understand that a small number of public school principals have.
Absolutely not. I believe in free speech and freedom of association, but there's a reason we have the right to vote at 18. There's a reason 18 is the age in which you can join the military. You're a student and you're there to learn, to read, to write. And of course you can discuss and should discuss the world that we live in. But to encourage student activism where they're leaving school to go to protests that have already been shown to be unsafe, that's just, principals owe a duty of care to their students, and I think if they're sanctioning that, they're breaching their duty of care.
All right.